this is day 10 of my tonsillectomy adenoidectomy, and I'm just gonna say right now, if you don't have to get this surgery done, don't do it. It was, well, I'm still recovering. It was the worst recovering ever. Thank God I don't have to do it again. For me, I had the bleeding really bad, and I ended up in the hospital for that, and I have just been in so much pain, and I've been so miserable and hating life that there was no way I was gonna make a video every day, because you would see my process of how much of a bitch I can be. Oh, it was so bad. So like I said, this is day 10, and I feel like there's some light at the end of this tunnel of hell. So let's take a couple steps back. Up to day 7, I was still miserable. Day 8, I'd have moments where I would be like, alright, this sucks, or, oh, like, you know, I feel fine. It was back and forth. More of, like, as the day goes on, I get worse. I've been getting worse at night. The mornings aren't the best, but once I'm, like, actually awake and processing things, I don't feel as bad. Mind you, my throat still feels like it's on fire, and I feel like I'm being choked, but it's not as bad as it was the first week and a half. Well, I guess I am at a week and a half, so I guess the first week's horrible. I cannot explain it. I mean, I can try, but I'd probably just sit here trying to figure it out. But all I'm gonna say is, number 1, I didn't listen. You're supposed to drink and drink and drink and drink and drink. Yeah, right! How was I supposed to do that when you feel like you're swallowing shards of glass and the worst pain I've ever had in my life? I told a couple of people I would rather end up in the hospital with an IV getting of fluids than drinking anything. That's how desperate I was, and I can drink now. I think the reason why, just other than the pain, I didn't want to drink is I'm not one to sip things. I'm kind of a chugger. I don't know why, but I've always been like that. So when you're supposed to, like, sip water, no, I could not physically do it. It was horrible. I know I was dehydrated, but I didn't go to the hospital for it because I don't know if this will make sense to any of you, but you're supposed to urinate 30 cc's or 30 milliliters every hour. That is the average, not the average, but the minimum when it comes to making sure someone's not dehydrated. So, I'm not saying you're supposed to pee every hour, but it's the amount you go. So, let's just say that you pee several times a day, right? I always don't have a problem with not going as far as throughout one day, because I drink a lot. I was getting to the point where I would only pee once or twice a day, and I knew something wasn't right. I mean, working in the medical field, I knew exactly what was wrong, what I was supposed to be doing, but I honestly didn't care at the time. I just wanted to be put out of my misery. I just wanted to sleep. I didn't care. It sucked. I know I've said that, but like, holy hell, I have no idea how to express how horrible this really is. Granted, everybody experiences things differently. I don't know if this is because I'm a redhead or what. No, worst surgery ever, and I've had like 7 or 8 surgeries, and I'm only 25. Not saying that an average 25-year-old gets a bunch of surgeries, but I have had my fair share so far in life that I know what different ones are like as far as the process afterwards. Nothing like this ever. Part of me, I was asked if I regretted it. I don't, but oh my god, I'm not trying to scare anybody or make anyone second guess themselves, but really seriously, really think about how you're going to go about the recovery. Another problem I had, and I didn't listen with this either, is, you know, we're all human beings. We all know what our bodies are supposed to do, and I'm just going to say it. Make sure that when you're on pain medicine, and a lot of people do know this, that you take something that'll get your bowels moving. I know that. But like I said, I did not care. I only took my necessary medications that I take on a daily basis, including my pain pill, and they put me on Celebrex, and for the inflammation and stuff. So I only took what I needed to take plus those two, and I called it a day. Now, Colace, aka stool softener, docusate, sodium, little tiny pills, you can get them over the counter. I have those because of the surgeries I've had before. I was not swallowing another pill. I did not care. Not doing it. I took my pills with food all the time. I never crushed them up myself, but I just threw them in like pudding or applesauce, and I just crossed my fingers, cried, and swallowed them. Well, the reason why I'm on this topic is I took my pain medication every time it was due for several days in a row, probably. I think the one day, I think it was day 7 or day 8, I stopped taking them every time I needed them. And, I realized, you know, I haven't gone to the bathroom. While I was in the hospital the second time, they made me drink prune juice. That worked, okay. Well, I had prune juice again at home. Didn't touch me. I was a day away from saying I haven't gone in a week when I started to freak out because that's not good. Because you could end up with a bowel obstruction. Well, days 5 or 6 of not going, I took milk of magnesia, which helped. Get the cherry flavored. It's not as bad. That did help. So that was one problem over. And I don't want to make this video super long. I'm already at almost 10 minutes. But my complication of bleeding was terrifying. Basically, I would sleep and I'd wake up and I just kept swallowing and swallowing and swallowing, and I would like sit up and kept swallowing, and I'm like, this is really weird. So I spit out whatever I was swallowing, because it was like a reflex. I just kept doing it, and it was just blood out my nose, out my mouth. It was horrible. So I was admitted for that. Didn't lose enough blood to have to get like treated as far as the blood loss goes, thank God, but they just kind of observed me to make sure that I stopped bleeding. They didn't take me back to the OR to cauterize it or anything. All they did was, in the emergency room, they said, okay, we're either going to wait, like, many hours for an OR team to come in and do that and put you under to do this, or we're going to numb you and we'll get this done now. Well, I was freaking out because I wasn't processing anything, but what they did was they stuck a needle, put it in my throat, numbed the areas that they operated on, and basically sucked out all the clots that I had. And it did help. I haven't had any bleeding problems since, but they had to give me a nice shot of Ativan to calm my ass down because I was freaking out about a needle going in my throat while I was awake. But my experience was horrible. I hope yours isn't. So that's why I haven't made a video. I'll make another video in a couple of days since I have a voice. Oh. I could not keep a voice up until day 7 or 8. That was hard too. And I think that's about it for right now. I'm gonna make another video, like I said, in a couple of days to keep you posted on what's going on. So this was my freak out video. So my next video that I'm gonna make, I'm gonna calmly explain things to you, or try to, but this is my video of why I haven't said anything, because I feel like I've been on my deathbed, and to give you the honest to God truth as to what I have been going through. So, sorry if this kind of like scares you, and if you made it through the whole video, kudos to you. Get yourself a candy bar and eat it, because I can't right now. Okay, bye!